Hi, my name is Chris Lajewski. I'm the director of the Onondaga Lake Conservation Corps, a program of the National Audubon Society. Audubon protects birds in the places they need today and tomorrow. We work throughout the Americas using science, advocacy, education, and on-the-ground conservation. Since 1905, Audubon's vision has been a world in which people and wildlife thrive. Now, to get to this point in my career, I have a strong science background. I obtained a Bachelor's of Science degree in geology from SUNY Albany. And then I went on to Syracuse University for another 2.5 years, where I obtained a Master's of Science degree, also in geology. At Syracuse, I studied the Finger Lakes region and how people have changed the Finger Lakes and their watersheds over the last couple hundred years. After college, I entered the workforce. First, I obtained a geologist position working for an environmental consulting firm. Then I worked as a park ranger for the National Park Service. I then went on to the Walker Nature Center in Virginia, where I was a naturalist leading environmental education programs and land steward positions. And then I went on to the Nature Conservancy, where I was the land steward for the Central and Western New York chapter. And I managed about 20,000 acres and 13 nature preserves across central and northern New York. But it's my job at Audubon's Onondaga Lake Conservation Corps that I love the best. I'm responsible for the fundraising, the program coordination, promoting the Conservation Corps, volunteer recruitment, and management. The Onondaga Lake Conservation Corps is an expanding organization of community volunteers who are contributing to restoration projects that are creating or improving wildlife habitat in the Onondaga Lake watershed. Since 2012, the Conservation Corps has inspired the future stewards of Onondaga Lake and its watershed through a hands-on, experience-based program that offers citizens and organizations the opportunity to participate in activities that help restore and sustain Onondaga Lake and its value as an important bird area. Now, over the last 10 years, I've seen an amazing transformation at Onondaga Lake, and it's truly a conservation success story. Back in the 1800s, Onondaga Lake was a dumping ground. It was polluted. It was a dead lake. It was considered one of the most polluted lakes in the country. But because of our hard work and commitment to conservation and habitat restoration, we have helped restore 90 acres of wetlands and shoreline that are now home to over 150 bird species, including many on the New York State threatened species list, like the bald eagle, the northern harrier, and the pied-bill grebe. Also, there are thousands of ducks and geese that use the lake during the winter months. There are dozens of fish species that now live in the lake, including the lake sturgeon and the bass species. And speaking of bald eagles, have you seen bald eagles at Onondaga Lake? Well, if you haven't, you should go there in the winter time, because you can see about 100 bald eagles sitting in the trees around Onondaga Lake, sitting out on the ice and soaring overhead. It's an amazing, amazing sight. Now, the community has greatly benefited from a restored Onondaga Lake through the Onondaga Lake Conservation Corps program. We've engaged over 1,000 community volunteers in hands-on restoration projects. Past projects have included planting native plants, conducting citizen science bird monitoring, building and installing bird boxes, wetland monitoring, fish and bald eagle presentations, and we've also led wildlife photography exhibits and more. Our volunteers have helped us plant over 10,000 native plants, trees, and shrubs along the Onondaga Lake shoreline. And dozens of bird boxes have been built and installed by Onondaga Lake Conservation Corps volunteers. The Onondaga Lake is a community asset that's enjoyed by thousands of people each year. And the Onondaga Lake Conservation Corps' programs have helped change the mindset of the Central New York community. People once saw the lake as a dead lake. They wouldn't go anywhere near it, wouldn't recreate on or around it. But now, with it being restored and much cleaner now, and there are so many other recreational opportunities in and around the lake. There's a bike trail that goes a lot of the way around the lake. Increasingly, there are boat launches where people can launch their motorboats, canoes, and kayaks to explore the birds and the restored habitats of the lake. So it's a great community asset, and Audubon has been proud to be a part of this conservation success story. And we hope to see you at Onondaga Lake very soon. Thank you.